Let's play a quick game of corporate confession. How many times have you looked at someone who works 40 hours a day, drinks 4 cold brew coffees before noon, boasts about having 5,000 unread emails, and thought to yourself, wow, they must be incredibly successful? We have been deeply conditioned to wear our exhaustion like a trophy. We treat stress as a metric of importance and busyness as a proof of progress. But let me tell you a brutal data-backed truth that might hurt your feelings. Constant busyness is not a badge of honor. It's a clear, definitive sign of systemic failure. It means you lack a filter. Think about a high-yield grapevine left to grow completely wild in every direction. From a distance, it looks stunning, lush, green, vibrant, and massive. But if you step close to look at the actual harvest, you will find a complete disaster. The fruit it produces will be tiny, sour, and completely useless. Why does this happen? Because the vine is a closed energy ecosystem. It has a limited amount of life force, and it is wasting all of its nutrients trying to sustain hundreds of random non-bearing leaves instead of focusing its power on the few clusters that actually matter. An elite vineyard master doesn't let the plant run wild. They apply a process of radical pruning. They take sharp shears and ruthlessly cut away even healthy living branches so the core energy of the root is forced entirely into the fruit-bearing segments. In our careers, engineering environments, and daily lives, we do the exact opposite. We try to grow every single branch. We reply to every ad hoc notification, sit through endless status meetings that could have been a single line of text, tweak font colors on slides, and go to bed utterly drained, wondering why our life's goals haven't moved forward a single millimeter. You don't need more time. You need a sharper pair of shears. Welcome back to Futurentia, where we build your future today. Today, we are unlocking the ruthless executioner protocols, 3 powerful mental models used by the world's most disruptive leaders to prune away the noise, smash decision paralysis, and hyper-accelerate execution velocity. Let's get into the code. Our first foundational tool is the Pareto Principle, universally recognized as the 80-20 rule. In 1896, an Italian economist named Alfredo Pareto noticed a fascinating mathematical pattern while working in his garden. He realized that exactly 20% of the pea pods in his garden produced 80% of the total peas. Being a data nerd, he decided to see if this pattern scaled. He analyzed land ownership records in Italy and discovered something shocking. Exactly 80% of the land was owned by just 20% of the population. Over the next century, data scientists found this mathematical distribution embedded in almost every complex system on the earth. In corporate economics, 20% of a company's product line accounts for 80% of its total revenue. In software architecture, 20% of the total code defects cause 80% of the system crashes. And in your personal career, 20% of your daily execution drives 80% of your actual professional value. The problem? Most people spend 80% of their day obsessing over the low-value 20% of tasks. They are rearranging deck chairs on a sinking ship and wondering why they aren't reaching the shore. To understand what it looks like to apply this principle at an elite level, let's look at the ultimate corporate pruning event in tech history. The year is 1997. Apple is less than 90 days away from total irreversible bankruptcy. The company has spent years developing dozens of different versions of computers, servers, printers, and random corporate peripherals to satisfy every single niche market segment. They were spread incredibly thin, bleeding cash, and losing market share by the second. Then Steve Jobs returns as interim CEO. He doesn't order more market research. He doesn't hire more project managers. Instead, he walks into a boardroom filled with top executives, grabs a dry erase marker, and walks up to a blank whiteboard. Jobs draws a single horizontal line and a single vertical line, creating a clean 4-box structure. He points to the board and tells the team, "Here is what we are doing." Above the columns, he writes consumer and pro. Next to the rows, he writes desktop and portable. He looked at the room and said, "Stop. We are cutting 70% of our entire product roadmap. We are going to make exactly 4 pristine computers, one for each box. Everything else is cancelled. The executives were terrified. It felt completely insane to kill off billions of dollars in active pipelines, but Jobs understood the law of the Vineyard. By ruthlessly purging the chaotic 80% of their product line, he took Apple's entire world-class engineering genius and funneled it exclusively into the vital 20%. That brutal reduction saved the company from immediate liquidation, balanced the financial books within 12 months, and laid the exact operational infrastructure that allowed them to later build the iPod, the iPhone, and the iPad. If you try to build 40 different products or chase 40 different goals at the same time, you are running the pre-1997 Apple operating system. You are weeks away from personal bankruptcy. You need to draw your whiteboard line today. Now, when Jobs drew that matrix on the whiteboard, he wasn't just organizing hardware. He was defining the 4 structural categories that dictate every single hour of your workday. But let's be entirely real. Explaining a visual corporate grid over audio is clunky and boring. You don't live your life in grid boxes. You live your life in narrative choices. So to prune the noise from your schedule tomorrow morning, stop trying to memorize a matrix. Instead, filter every single task that lands on your desk through these 4 vivid phrases. The first phrase is the burning house. These are the tasks that are both screaming for your immediate attention and absolutely critical to your systemic survival. Think of a core banking server crashing during peak transactional hours, a sudden regulatory compliance failure, or a high priority delivery milestone that hits in exactly 60 minutes. You do not plan for the burning house. You drop everything, grab a fire extinguisher, and save the infrastructure. But recognize the systemic trap here. If your entire career is spent living exclusively inside the burning house, it means your architecture is flawed. If you're constantly putting out fires, you are a fireman, not an engineer. You'll be completely burned out by Friday afternoon. The second phrase is the leverage engine. This is the hidden zone where the top 1% of performers spend their lives. These tasks are profoundly important for your long-term wealth, career acceleration, and systemic growth. But here's a psychological catch. Nobody is screaming at you to do them right now. Think of writing an automation script to eliminate a manual environment upgrade, configuring an automated testing framework, deep technical upskilling, or designing a long-term professional strategy. Because there is zero immediate panic, average performers delay these tasks forever. They tell themselves, I'll automate that next month when things quiet down. Spoilers, things never quiet down. Jobs knew that the leverage engine is the only place where true personal compounding occurs. The third phrase is the loud imposter. This is the ultimate clickbait of corporate life. These tasks feel incredibly urgent because they are flashing red, ringing on your desk, or popping up as a direct notification on Slack. It's the standard status update meeting that could have been a single line of text. It's the massive reply all email chain where people are corporate polite fighting over things that don't matter. If you strip away the noise, these tasks serve someone else's immediate agenda, not yours. They drain your high-value morning energy while giving your brain the fake, highly dangerous satisfaction of being productive because you checked a box. The final phrase is the modern sedative. These tasks are neither important nor urgent. This is doom scrolling through system metrics you don't control, adjusting the color palettes and font sizing on a slide deck for the 11th time, or organizing files in a directory that will never be opened again. The modern sedative is what we do when our brains are completely fried from spending 8 hours in the burning house. It doesn't move your career forward by a single millimeter. It just numbs your awareness while your life slips away in the background. Let's look at a standard corporate reality. Most professionals spend their entire day trapped by the loud imposter, running around fixing flat tires on other people's projects, while their own career engine is completely on fire. If an hour of your day does not directly fuel your leverage engine or safely extinguish a real fire in the burning house, it is an operational drain on your life. Grab your shears and cut it out. But how do you maintain this level of precision when you're trapped in a chaotic corporate ecosystem where the requirements, the demands, and the environment variables change every single hour? You cannot sit around meditating on phrases when things are moving at hyperspeed. You need an execution loop designed for high-stress environments. You need the OODA Loop, developed during the Korean War by legendary military strategist and jet fighter pilot John Boyd. The OODA Loop stands for Observe, Orient, Decide, Act. Boyd analyzed combat data to figure out why American F-86 Sabra jets consistently defeated Soviet MiG-15s, even though the Soviet planes were technically faster and more powerful. He discovered that the American pilots had a wider field of vision from their cockpits, allowing them to cycle through their processing loop faster. They could see, adjust, and strike before the opponent even finished processing what was happening. This loop is built on an ancient security principle known as the Watchman Protocol. In volatile times, an elite watchman standing on a high city wall didn't sit around analyzing a static, beautifully printed map from 5 years ago. They constantly scanned the moving horizon in real time. They observed the shifting dust clouds, oriented themselves based on the wind patterns and terrain, made an instant decision, and acted immediately to secure the gates. The secret of dominating a fast-changing modern landscape isn't having a rigid 5-year plan carved into stone. It's about cycling through your OODA loop faster than your environment can disrupt you. Look at how Netflix completely decentralized the home video market. Blockbuster observed changing consumer preferences, but they remained completely frozen in their old orientation. Their entire corporate financial structure was fundamentally dependent on collecting late fees from customers. Their orientation was, we make money when people forget to return tips. Netflix observed the exact same market, oriented instantly around emerging high-speed internet capabilities, decided to pivot completely to a digital streaming infrastructure, and acted. Before Blockbuster could even finish a single corporate committee meeting to debate the business case and approve a pilot project, Netflix had iterated their OODA loop 3 times. By the time Blockbuster woke up, they were completely extinct. Speed beats perfection every single time because real-world action generates the data you need to orient yourself for the next turn of the wheel. Let's ground this theory into raw, practical execution for tomorrow morning. Here is your 3-step protocol to maximize your velocity while cutting your working stress exactly in half. Perform morning triage. Filter your daily workload through the 80-20 rule. Every morning before you open your email or Slack, look at your primary goals. Isolate the 2 items that hold the absolute highest leverage for your core project metrics or personal growth. Mark them as your fruit-bearing branches. Wall off your leverage engine. Block out distraction-free time for growth. Schedule an uninterrupted 90-minute block during your peak energy hours. Turn off notifications, ignore the loud imposter, and spend that time exclusively on tasks that are important but not urgent, like building automation tools or deep upskilling. Accelerate your OODA cycle. Gather 70% context and move fast. Stop waiting for 100% perfect information before making a choice. Gather 70% of the data, orient based on your tech expertise, make a firm decision, and act immediately. Use the real-time feedback to adjust your path on the next loop. Stop measuring your professional worth by how exhausted you are when you log off. Fatigue is not a trophy. It's a clear indicator that a system lacks a proper filter. Stop running on the copy-paste settings of reasoning by analogy. Sharpen your shears, accelerate your decision loops, and focus your energy entirely on the branches that bear actual fruit. If this episode just saved you from a lifetime of worthless meetings, frantic grinding, and career stagnation, smash that subscribe button right now. Hit the like icon and drop a comment below telling me what is one loud imposter task that you are officially deleting or delegating from your calendar today. Let's clear out the noise together in the comment section. I'm Futurentia. Build a future today. See you in the next masterclass.